Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE NXT UK episode 45, NXT episode 508, and Target TakeOver 25. It isn't the 25th episode of Target TakeOver. It is a new show called Target TakeOver. It's about TakeOver 25. That's coming up this Saturday, and we're going to talk about the matches that we're going to have and who I hope wins each of those matches. It's going to be good. I'm pretty excited. I really wish that I could go out there and actually see it in person, but I'm going to be able to watch it live, and that is it'll be just as fun. Well, maybe not as fun, but less travel and less stress from travel for just a one-day show. The last time that I traveled just for a one-day show was actually I've done it a couple times, but recently the last time was Elimination Chamber, but that was a lot of fun, and that worked out pretty well. And anyway, but yeah, this is also the same weekend as Comic-Con, or not Denver Pop Culture Con, here at the Denver Convention Center. I am not selling my art at this show, not this year. Hopefully I can get in there for next year. But I do have a ticket for the weekend, so I'll be checking that out. And this should be pretty cool. There aren't any wrestlers that I know of that are going to be there, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But that's okay. That's okay. I can spend a little bit of money on some actual comic books and stuff like that. So anyway, let's first talk about NXT UK. Imperium is the name of this new faction led by Walter and followed by Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel. And they announce who they are and that the era of British British strong style has expired, and so British strong style comes out and they brawl and they really mess up one of the cameramen, or at least the camera, and we go to the test pattern as the feed cuts out. But after that, we had Gallus, Wolfgang, and Mark Coffey. Why am I saying words so weird today? I don't know. Versus Carlos Romo and A-Kid. Wolfgang won that match. In a backstage little vignette, we had Isla Dawn and Zaya Brookside teaming up. Possibly. That's what the implication is there, that they're going to work together to do something. I don't know. Then we had Jack Gallagher versus Cassius Ohno. Lots of great stuff continuing the classic, what we might consider classic Gallagher, from his Cruiserweight classic. It's classic Gallagher in that it's Cruiserweight classic Gallagher. Versus Cassius Ohno. It was cool to see Jack Gallagher go up against somebody who's not a cruiserweight. Ohno won this match via rolling forearm, but Jack Gallagher's legs were his entire leg. Like, if you drew a line where the rope was across his body, you wouldn't even see the line because it'd be covered by his trunks. Trunks are the short, or like the short shorts, the briefs, right? Trunks, and then tights are the full pants, I think. Anyway, there's some controversy there. You get some kind of rematch here. Then we had the main event: Nina Samuels versus Toni Storm, and Toni Storm was victorious. I did like the build. I think I liked the build up better than the actual match, but it not to say it was bad or anything at all, but yeah, it's not my favorite Toni Storm match yet. It might be my favorite Nina Samuels match because I can't recall any others off the top of my head. If there were some amazing ones, then I would probably remember them, maybe, but probably not. Anyway, it's hard to remember a lot of things with how much wrestling I watch every week. But yeah, that was this episode of NXT UK. I am super, super excited because in 2 weeks, we're going to have a 6-man tag team match between British Strong Style and Imperium, and I think that will be pretty awesome. Also, next week, we have the Fatal 4-Way to determine Walter's next opponent to challenge for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. So that should be pretty cool. And I can't remember what else that they set up this week. We didn't get any Rhea Ripley or Piper Niven action in this week's episode. But that's all right. We'll get that match. Them going head to head again pretty soon here, I'm sure. Over on NXT, before I talk about this actual episode, because this is the order it aired, but it's not the order I watched. The last thing that I watched was Target TakeOver 25, and this is really cool. It's only about 24 minutes long. Approximately 17 minutes of it is all about Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, baby. And then the rest of it is about Io Shirai and Shayna Baszler. So it is basically an extended, super extended for one of them, video highlights package deal. But it was like following Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano through their time going leading up from WrestleMania and getting ready. One of them was getting ready more than the other. Adam Cole is out there. We see him in the ring wrestling, all of that. Whereas we see Johnny Gargano celebrating, going to Cleveland games, and doing all the champion PR stuff. And it's like right on the edge of like, maybe you should be rooting for Adam Cole because he is like driven for this, whereas it seems like Johnny Gargano was maybe just partying it up a little bit. It was really, really funny. They went to the Cleveland Browns? Are they a baseball team? Anyway, they go to their team to like the press conference thing, like the press room, and they're pretending to have a press conference, and Candice asks him if winning the championship was the happiest moment of his life, and he says, without a doubt, it was the happiest moment of my life. And she just looks at the camera. That old Jim from The Office look, that was really funny. But we'll get to it. Since I watched this last, it has me rooting for Adam Cole, and even watching this week's NXT, it has me rooting for Adam Cole. I want to see Undisputed Era have all the championships, and if they succeed this weekend, they'll have 3 out of the 4 belts, and they just have the North American Championship belt to go after. But we'll talk about that more in just a second. We open up this week's NXT. So, and then the Io and Shayna stuff, that was pretty good too. But it was like a third of the length as the rest of the episode, so it wasn't as in depth. Of course, they don't have the whole. They could find just as much stuff to talk about with the both of them. Although Shayna doesn't have that built-in. Oh, she finally achieved this dream. Like, she won the championship here. Because she's just defended the championship successfully for a while now. So when did she win it back? Did she win it back at... Can't remember when she won it back. I feel like she went back in Phoenix. Oh. It was a sudden yawn. But anyway, I think it's worth checking out. It's pretty cool. It's only about those 2 matches, and I really like it. I'm sure they'll show clips. Parts of it will make it into the actual show on Saturday, or on the kickoff show at least. Where can you watch it? It's WWE Network. Only $9.99 a month. The first month is free as always. Whatever. Use sign up code TIW podcast. That's not a sign up code. That'd be cool if it was. I could email them. Anyway, we open up this episode of NXT. I'm like holding my mic stand like it's actually doing something. Well, actually it was doing something. I was holding it away from my face a little bit. This episode of NXT started out with a great match between Bianca Belair and Mia Yim. My favorite moment from this match was when Bianca lifted Mia up for it was a delayed vertical suplex. While she had her up in the air, she did a couple of squats. Like, you're just showing off, but that is very impressive. And this is, I talked about the Combine already a little bit. Go watch it. It's awesome. It is like 6 hours long, but skip around, skip ahead, skip back, whatever, and see some of these. Like, they're all so strong, and it's funny. It's like when somebody does bad in there, it's like they still did really well. Like when one of the guys, he fails at lifting 640 pounds, I think it was, or 740. I don't even know how heavy it was. A lot. The deadlift deal. Man, like I could come anywhere near close to that. I think I maybe do like 20 pounds total, probably, in that deadlift. I could lift the bar itself with no weights on it. I could lift that up, maybe, and even then I would be like, and then fall over, and then just like probably hurt my foot or something. Anyway, I could do a little bit more than that probably, but anyway, Bianca Belair, ridiculously strong, so talented, as is Mia Yim. Mia Yim wins via Protect Your Neck, and it is the first singles defeat for Bianca Belair. That is pretty awesome for Mia. Does that mean Mia is next in line to challenge for the championship? Well, that depends if Shayna Baszler is able to defend her championship or not. I say if Shayna does retain the championship, then Mia should be the next one to get a chance to challenge her, possibly. So that's my well, no, that's not my prediction. I think Io is going to win, though. I think Io is got this. She's going to succeed. Candice tells her in this episode that she has her back for this match. Candice is pulling double duty this night. She's got to have her back. She's got to have Io's back, and she's got to have Johnny's back. I don't think she'll be out there at ringside. Maybe she will be out at ringside for both of those matches. I guess we'll find out. But there's just so many villains out there outside of the ring that have it in for Io and Johnny. We have all of the Undisputed Era to worry about. We have the Horsewomen to worry about. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that's my prediction: is Io will win, and also I'll get to the rest in a second. We had Drew Gulak versus Kushida. Very enjoyable match. Lots of technical wrestling. This is my favorite Kushida match so far. It is Kushida's third win so far. He is undefeated, and it was a pretty cool. It was like a roll up flip type of thing that he won with, and I thought that was it worked well. It worked well. I enjoyed it. Gulak, his beard is getting a little bit out of control, but maybe he can trim that up some before the next time he appears. He may have already trimmed up a little bit. He's been posting all kinds of like medieval illustration type of things and like weird quotes and things like that. I don't know what's going on with Gulak right now, but I'm interested. I'm wondering what's happening next. And then we have our main event, which ended up only being like 6 minutes. But Oni and Danny versus the Forgotten Sons. Early in the match, Jackson Riker was ejected, but he was, I say early in the match, this is like right before the end of the match, which is like 5 minutes into it. But he gets ejected, and as he's going up the ramp, he's attacked by the Street Profits. A brawl breaks out in the ring. The Street Profits get in there. They're all beating each other up. And then the Undisputed Era, all 4 of them attack, and we end with them killing. Adam Cole gets out a ladder, and they murder Jackson Riker with that ladder. And then they set it up there on the entrance stage and declare their intended dominance this Saturday at TakeOver 25. I keep stumbling on what words come after TakeOver. So let's talk about these matches. I already talked about Shayna versus Io. I'm rooting for Io to win. We also have Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong. I'm going to root for Roderick Strong to win. But either way, I think this match is going to be fantastic. Roderick Strong is so good. Matt Riddle is so freaking good. It's going to be really good. We have Velveteen Dream defend the North American Championship against Tyler Breeze. It would be so awesome if Tyler won, but I think Tyler's going. I'm rooting for Tyler to win. I saw something that Tyler is officially part of the NXT roster now. That he's moved back over to there, and if that is a hint or a clue as him being the reigning and defending champion, I'm pretty excited for that. Although, does that mean Velveteen Dream is moving on over to Raw or SmackDown if he loses? I guess we'll find out. Maybe too. There's so many other people who moved over who haven't really done anything since they got over there. That hopefully they will soon. I think things are going to pick back up after this Super Showdown. I think that things are just like in kind of a tight spot as far as like what they can actually do going into that, and they're kind of like having to downplay a lot more than they normally would. Not to say that they normally wouldn't downplay anybody or just keep people off TV, but I get the feeling that a lot of it is because they're having to build towards this Saudi Arabia show, Super Showdown. And so, but I might be completely wrong because I thought they were keeping Daniel Bryan off of TV just so I wouldn't think about him not being there at Super Showdown. But he was on TV this week. And they didn't have an actual match, so I guess it does make sense how they had him on there. But anyway, I'm rooting for Tyler Breeze. Then we have the ladder match, 4-way ladder match between Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, the Street Profits, the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and the Forgotten Sons, Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler. Oh man. Anybody who have Forgotten Sons, that's what I'm rooting for. Not that I don't like them, but I like the other 3 teams just so much more. And if I had to pick one, like I said, it would be awesome if Undisputed Era ends up with all the championships, and this could be the time for that to happen or work towards happening. Also because I think we've seen Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream, but I don't think we've seen Tyler Breeze. Well, we haven't seen Tyler Breeze versus anybody on TV yet. But I have in person. I've seen him in some matches. I've seen him already fight Velveteen Dream. I've seen him fight Adam Cole when he had the North American Championship. But I think that is the next big pay-per-view match to look forward to, is Tyler Breeze versus Adam Cole. No, not Adam Cole. Adam Cole is going to win the NXT Championship. That's who I'm rooting for in the main event. Tyler Breeze versus Roderick Strong. And I think they may have actually had that match at during WrestleMania weekend. I think maybe. Oh, it's such a long weekend. So many matches there at WrestleMania Access. But yeah, there you go. I'm rooting for Roderick Strong, Tyler Breeze, and then Roderick Strong would then challenge Tyler Breeze and win a championship off of him later down the road. Undisputed Era to win the tag team championships. Io Shirai to win the women's championship, and Adam Cole to win the NXT championship. Yeah, I think that's what I'm rooting for. But if something completely different happens, I would be okay with that too, because I know that the matches are gonna be pretty killer. So yeah, I think that covers everything for this week in NXT so far. I again check out Target TakeOver 25. It's on the network. It's pretty cool and lots of fun stuff. And I don't think I really got into this point. What I meant to say was that it felt like on the fence whether you should be rooting for one guy or the other. Like, it really did feel, it was on the verge of making Johnny come across as like, you don't want this guy to be like get him off the TV. Maybe that it could be projecting in some way, but I felt a lot of empathy for Adam Cole with him just like with the headphones on, like just having to ignore these people being obnoxious towards him, all that kind of stuff, and just being so driven. Like the environment shots, like the one shot of Michigan, I think it was, or no, it was Wisconsin, and it was just everything. It was all snowy. It was like this aerial shot of this like completely like destroyed building and stuff like that. It was like, Johnny is living the high life right now, and then over here is Adam Cole. He has to go back to this place that's just destroyed, and working through the struggle and all of that. It really felt like I don't know, it kind of like a Hunger Games or a what is the Divergent, like where you have the utopian society people, and then the people are supposed to be the bad guys, but you see like, oh, they have to live like in the sewers and stuff like that. Like, we should be rooting for him to be them to get him and like all of his people out of the sewers, and so that they could have a decent life somewhere where it's sunny and all that kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, I was already rooting for Adam Cole in the Target TakeOver 25 special. It has me rooting for him even more, but I would be okay with Johnny Gargano winning. I'd be happy for him also, because everybody on the show is awesome. Even the Forgotten Sons guys, Wesley Blake, is that his name? Seeing him in the Combine, he was throwing down in the PC Combine. Like, he did pretty good in some of those events, and that was really cool to see that kind of stuff. I forget. I don't think Johnny participated, and I don't think Adam Cole did. I don't think he did the second day. Maybe. I know Roderick did. I forget how they did in the Combine. But anyway, that's it. Let me know what you thought of this week so far in NXT, what you hope happens at NXT TakeOver 25 by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. And I'll be back real soon with more TIW Podcast. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time. Bye.